Hello, Apparition Void Dweller, Mystery Theater, T! Doors! Welcome back to RB Axolotl. Axolotl. God damn it. Axolotl. Right? Okay. Anyway, goddamn, I will get it right one day. One of these days. Last time we learned a lot about the story. Hello, Zarmegas, welcome to the stream. Wow, okay, we finally are getting where the plot is actually gonna go. It's all about RB trying to recruit them for whatever reason. For this war? Which is weird because they don't seem to have any fighting ability except for Egg. But, he's not the smartest, the sharpest tool in the shed, as we've learned. And we saw Hank put Liam through all the tortures, and which actually he figured out in freaking 5 minutes, so he barely got to do anything because as we've learned, Hank is less menacing and more kind of dumb, and I don't know. And also Hank and Liam have been kind of replaced in the tank by 2 new babies. It's been 2 years. They even thought of their own calendar system for the tank, which is pretty exciting. And look at all the crazy ass shit. Oh my god. Let's get back into it. Oh yes. Neo is gonna explain everything that he learned from RB and the books. I think the background music is a bit loud. There we go.
I promise that I tell you both everything that I know. About the Phantom, this strange figure calling themselves RB. The day it all started. It was shortly after we were born. The same day we each claimed our corners and took our first gulps of life in this tank. As shameful as it might sound, I've been keeping a secret since that very day. Axie, Lana, perhaps, do you recall the feeling of being newly reborn? The alien feeling of having an entire unfamiliar world in front of you. I'll never forget. An eerie fever dream, a childlike excitement of wonder. I think that now, after reflecting on it a bit, that feeling was of immense relief.
I mean, if we follow that they all knew each other as humans in the previous life, I imagine Neo was a doctor of some kind, maybe one of the doctors there.
Being born in the tank was like opening my eyes after a coma, like breathing fresh air after being strangled for so long. It was such a relief to be in this environment, truly. But relief wasn't the only thing I felt that day. After the initial calm waned, something happened. I felt a spark of motivation. An old ember inside me burned anew. That old spark, which had fueled many of my decisions up to this point, can only be described as an intangible sense of unfinished business. These confusing bursts of emotions. Well, I'd like to think that they're controlled by now, but the nightmares, they do still visit me, on occasion. I was, of course, drawn to the void that day. That's why the lab is in such close proximity to it, as you both know. Part of being drawn to the void was that instinctual ember I just mentioned. A feeling of unfinished business, pushing me towards what logically seemed to be the only exit contained within the 4 walls of our surroundings. That's right. Even if the emotions are controlled, the ember is still lit.
I do wonder if RB wanted to recruit them. Like, why would he even make the tank in the first place? Why wouldn't he just put them straight into the void? Like, and just talk to them individually? Like, what is the purpose of them being axolotls? God damn it, is it axolotl or axolotl? I'll never remember. Never. Just telling me is like completely fruitless because I'm never gonna fucking remember.
Even if the emotions are controlled, the ember is still lit. Going home still remains my goal, and I doubt that's going to change anytime soon.
Neo, do you even know where home is? Maybe you already died as humans and this is like a purgatory for you.
Our various obsessions, those who are obsessed with each other, those who are obsessed with sickness, and those who are obsessed with themselves. The obsessions may have different details, but the way of obsessive thinking always stems from the same strands of logic. As sentient beings, I can't help but be drawn to the conclusion that we're all different sides of the same coin. That's why I fear, and I hope, that me telling you two about these messages will not unleash a madness within you.
Oh boy.
As it had done to me on that first day.
Jesus Christ! Come on! Stop beating around the bush!
These are the messages I received. From who, I do not know. Not really. All I know are the minuscule bits of vague information they've chosen to give me. We can come to some conclusions through this information, though. About our phantom benefactor, I've yet to confirm the meaning of those letters that they address themselves as.
Well, we know.
R and B. I do have my theories, of course. I'm no ashamed to say that for the last few months, I put this phantom's words over you two. Putting the words of a complete stranger over the two in front of me, who I see in the flesh every day. It's starting to seem so silly now. I'm a little ashamed. I should have just been myself, but that emotional ember burned too brightly. In other words, the promise of going home has made me forego my wits.
Like, does he even know what home is, though?
It's obvious that this RB is not on our side.
I mean, RB seems to be kind of chaotic neutral in this regard. RB does seem like an Umineko witch, really. He really does. Like, he'll allow some crazy shit, but he does have a goal in mind.
Hank's new powers? That was the straw that broke the camel's back and convinced me otherwise.
Yeah, I'm sure anyone would think that by just seeing that.
If only we've had this conversation earlier. Perhaps Liam wouldn't have had to been dragged into this mess. As the realization dawns on me, I'm starting to truly regret my one-sided relationship with RB.
Well, most of the witches. Void Dweller.
I want you both to know that.
God damn it! Neo! I want to see the notes!
At this stage, I can only pray the void opens up to us again somehow.
Hey, old guy, welcome to the stream.
I'm not sure if we can go in there through our side without special circumstances. Yes. Axie? I remember. And I'm sorry for that incident too. Because of that time, Axie, I've got a hypothesis. That the void is a closed curtain which can only be accessed through one side. To put it another way, imagine as though we Axolotls fell into a trap, with no way out, unless the hunter, RB, decides to take mercy on us. If we walk into the void haphazardly, then yes, our future is uncertain.
But Axie was able to go in just fine. I wonder why RB didn't contact him.
The last message tells us that we will die.
Oh my god.
If the void is truly closed off now, I don't know how I'm going to live with myself. That thought makes me dread. What? The messages? No, I'm not trying to buy time, Lana. Okay, that's a lie.
I knew it!
I'm very nervous about revealing even the little I know.
Come on, Neo! Hurry up before something interrupts you and we all get blue-balled. Come on!
Just in case I misunderstood the messages. But what if RB is really telling the truth? I suppose that I've already disobeyed him by talking to you guys. So what is there to lose now? Okay. The first message. We were born alongside it. It was in my notebook. Yes, the same one you see tangling around my neck all the time. You know I never leave home without it. The message wasn't in plain sight. I think by hiding the messages, RB was making sure they only got to me. But well, as you'll soon hear, there is evidence against that too. On that first day alive, I was simply coming to terms with my existence. As I'm sure you both were too. Flipping through my notebook, absently contending with my thoughts. And in that strange haze, my fingers noticed something odd. One of the pages near the back of the notebook was slightly thicker than the rest. Something which should have been totally innocuous. But I had a feeling that something was off. After a bit of fumbling, I realized the strange thickness was 2 pages of the notebook stuck together. And clear as day, one of the pages had a note written on it. Neo. This message, it is for your eyes only. Is it only us now? I'll cut right to the chase then. You probably haven't been in the tank very long. But do you already miss home? Home.
Oh, that's where he got the idea of home.
Does that word stick out to you? Does it light a fire in some deep recess of your soul? I hope it does. I hope that your very essence is excited. If getting back home feels important, read on. Neo, I am the one who saved you from your miserable existence. I saved you for a reason. Your potential. Realize your potential and use it to aid me.
RB certainly sounds menacing.
That is the end goal of our engagement. Including you, there are 5 axolotls in this
God damn it!
axolotls in this tank. 5 axolotls, each with potential. And yet, I plan to have only 1 essence under my command when all this is finished.
Really? So it's like a freaking Danganronpa thing? My god, I just have to praise this story for a second. The amount of times the genre shifts and just like changes, like, it's truly impressive. Like, I gotta say, the rapid fire pacing and like the incredible genre shifts and like the story, you never know where the story's gonna go, ever. Seriously, this is an awesome story. Awesome. Can I just say, at least so far.
Do you understand what that means? Do you want to live, or do you want to die? You may have a chance to go back to this home you desire, under my guidance. There's only one rule I'd like you to follow for now. You can only show these letters to yourself.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Do not let any other entity know my plan or my existence.
But I mean, they all found out inside the void.
Prove to me something, Neo. Prove to me that you are worth bringing home.
Oh my god, yeah, this is like some kind of Danganronpa type thing here.
For now, live your new life as an axolotl.
I think I got it.
When this letter makes sense, when you've fulfilled every desire of the soul, then perhaps you'll find your way home. RB.
That was the first message. I discovered it in my notebook not even 24 hours after awakening here, before the lab was even made.
I had no idea how to react, yet as the letter stated, I felt compelled by an urge to go home. I have told you both no falsehoods in our time together, but I did leave these messages out. Because of that rule. Not to share with others. But damn! That part about RB only picking one of us to go home. It never really sat well with me. It was soon apparent that some of the books that came through the void were fiction, and others were non-fiction.
I mean, is that part even? That part doesn't seem true at all, given what RB said in the void. Like, he wanted them all to be soldiers in the war, it looks like. Like, so did he change his mind later on? Or did he lie to Neo on purpose? Like, to get him to act a certain way?
Such a deluge of reading material came in on those first few days that it's managed to last us all this time. I separated these books by category as they came in, and learned about many things. Mostly I learned about Earth. That's where I came from. I think that's where we all came from, if I had to guess. And so I began slowly questioning all of you about your thoughts of this other world. It felt like maybe if you guys knew something, well, I was also curious if you all received letters as well. I guess not, huh? Go me. That is odd. I thought we were all a part of this test. Soon enough, within our first week here, I realized that I could sooner manipulate the void by putting in items that had a relationship with other items. That sort of magic I once compared to a strange type of alchemy. I already told Axie, but that's how I got the materials to construct my bookshelf in my lab. Eventually, RB did contact me again. 3 times in total. But from what Enk said, and the last message, I feel we may not hear from him again. The second message came in on a book that appeared 2 weeks after our birth. The Comprehensive Guide and Study of Axolotl Biology. I've cross-referenced that book several times in our conversations, as you may remember. Any of you could have found this message had I not been there to snatch the book out of the void. By reversing the dust jacket, the message was written in big blocky letters. And while it was much easier to find than the first message, it also had much less to say. Neo, how is life in the tank treating you so far? Are you and the others getting along? Are you on the way to realizing your potential? There are others who have been stealing my attention lately.
Yeah, oh, so maybe the war started between when he put them all in the tank and now?
I wonder if one day when you fully mature, you'd like to meet some of my other candidates.
It's interesting that he says that, because one thing to note about axolotls like about axolotl biology that they haven't mentioned in here is that axolotls are a very curious case of evolution in that they're kind of a branch off of salamanders, except they're salamanders that at one point, for whatever reason, lost the ability to metamorphose into adults until adult salamanders, and they kind of arrested their amphibian development at their juvenile stage, but they were fully functional otherwise. And scientists have studied axolotls in this regard, and they found that if you actually force the growth hormone that causes salamanders to mature to their final stage, an axolotl will indeed turn into something similar to a salamander, but because its biology isn't used to this, isn't made for this anymore, because it's evolved to just, maximize its potential as an axolotl, as this formerly mid-stage in its amphibian development, they'll die soon after. So, I wonder if that's going to be like a theme in the story, because that's what axolotls are. They're arrested development of salamanders that manage to eke out an existence for themselves while staying in this formerly juvenile state, which has become their final state. I always thought that was super interesting. And yeah, because of that, they're fully aquatic. They don't come out of the water like salamanders do. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I even read that?
I wonder if you'd like to meet some of the other... Wait. I wonder if one day when you fully mature, you'd like to meet some of my other candidates? That is, if you even get to that point.
So there's other characters that we don't even know about. So yeah, when RB said that about fully mature, that just kind of struck me. Because fully mature for an axolotl essentially means they die. That's not something they're supposed to be. Oh, I never worked with axolotls. This is just something I read when studying biology.
I'm teaching a certain someone how to fetch.
Okay, really? Who the fuck? This is someone we definitely don't know about.
Would you like to learn how to fetch too one day? Well, despite my attention to other matters, I still have hope for this little tank. Other projects in a similar position to this tank have failed recently, and I'm not sure why. Prove to me that you are ready.
Dang. RB seems a lot more ruthless in these messages than he does in the void.
I don't care how long it takes, Neo. Time, in the sense that you know it, is a trivial matter to my kind. but I do care about results. If you can figure out the truth of this place that you're in, that may be enough to sway me into granting your desire for home. No promises, though. Come to me when you're ready, when you have lived through eternity and tasted a heaven of your own choosing.
Ooh. That sounds so cool. I gotta say, if Acta is working on a sequel to this story, unless it totally shits the bed in the later parts, I am all for it. This is really awesome. I love the pacing and how it keeps you guessing.
This is my last message.
Except it wasn't. We know that he did send one more.
Soon the tank will become obscured from my view, and you will be alone. RB. From this message, I confirmed a few suspicions that I had. We were in some kind of test, not just against each other, but maybe even others beyond the tank. Actually, I'm not sure if direct competition is correct, but this RB is orchestrating some sort of pissing contest. The other thing I concluded was the victory condition for this pissing contest. That's why, up until this point, I've tried reasoning out various things. About my past life, about our existence here, about our relationships and our obsessions. In this regard, nothing I have is fully concrete. Only guesses.
Normally they do just die of old age, Void Dweller, but if you force them into the maturation into a pseudo salamander state, they will die very soon. Because they're not meant to, they're not built to be able to handle that kind of form anymore. Their body will get really messed up.
In this regard, nothing I have is fully concrete. Only guesses. Hypotheses.
That's slightly misspelled. The way he's talking, it should be hypotheses, not hypothesis. Because that's the plural.
I started to think long and hard about these messages, and what it meant to go home.
Because aren't they like dead as humans? But I suppose RB could do anything he wants.
But it wasn't the last message as he said it would be. There was one more.
Salamanders are amphibians. Void Dweller.
I wanted to figure out the secret of the tank. And finding out how to manipulate the void seemed like the logical first step in achieving that. At one point, between the second and third messages, terrible nightmares plagued me every night.
I wonder what they were about.
Thus, for a brief time, I stopped sleeping so much and gave in fully to my emotions. I did manage to break out of that stupor, though, only to crawl right back in it when the void stopped working later on. I think a hard slap to the face, realizing that we were not on Earth, kicked some sanity in my face. The reality of you guys, the empty space around the tank, the very real sensations of swimming in my waking hours, all brought me back to the mindset of reasoning and logic. I think I told you before, Axie. Nothing about our existence makes any sense. In the tank, we play by different rules than those who live on Earth.
It's a closed system, a pocket universe, essentially.
I began to think, if we weren't in the tank, then where were we? I still don't know, not really. I'm not even sure if it's explainable in traditional sense, if RB is truly a higher being as he so boasts. Yet, as angelic as he tries to make himself in these messages of superiority, isn't it also quite unfair that RB is just stringing us along? That's why I'm done playing by his rules. My guess is that Egg was the candidate RB was looking for. that his last test was to take Liam back. Who's to say what's going to happen now? By all accounts, the void not working anymore, and the third message. It seems like RB may be done with the three of us who remain. Yes, that's right. I did say that there were 3 messages in total. The third message actually came in on the same day that Enk first got absorbed into the void.
Alright. What is it?
It was only a month or 2 ago. And Axie was with me at the time, and the message came in. It was the last item that came through the void. Yes, the message came in on a very peculiar book called...
Oh, yeah, that book. Everything. My discovery of Ryokosho, the world's oldest and deadliest, civilization. So he put the message in that book. Written by Dr. Gatz. I wonder if that's Neo's true name. Oh.
I flipped through the book and immediately sensing the old flavor of it, even as you were beside me that day, Axie. Yet, even if it did strike me in that moment as slightly odd, I didn't, at the time, imagine that this journal was one of the vehicles in which RB would send one of his messages.
I remember that.
You have to understand that books came through every day in the preceding weeks, sometimes multiple books, so... I was hoping for a fun fictional book that day, because I sure could have used one. I found the message that afternoon. Actually, as I was reading through the message for the first time after decoding it, I heard a knock on the door from you, Lana. That was a busy day, if I recall. That was the same day when Axie had his violent encounter with Enk.
Oh, when he came through as Super Enk. Oh, never mind.
Back when Enk was just a regular axolotl. I'm taking the utilitarian view, but frankly, his life was not worth the 2 of yours, or even Liam's. Although unlike RB, I do not claim to be any sort of higher morality, and am not fit to be the judge of matters such as that. Just my personal opinion, Enk can eat shit. Anyway, the last message. It did not feel like the other messages. It was foreboding, but short. Let me talk about the strange book it came in on. After reading the book several times, I still don't get what Ryokosho is all about. To put it simply, stories about an archaeology professor named Dr. Gatz, and his dealings with a supernatural entity known as the Ryokosho.
Oh my god. Wow, Void Dweller! If you switch the vowels, it'll become Ryukashi. You're right! You're right! Oh my god! Wow, that's clever. I didn't even realize that. Oh my god. That is such a fun reference. Damn it. No, I gotta get back into a more serious mood.
It's dealing with a supernatural entity known as the Ryokosho. The book goes into great detail describing his own egotism, his disdain for the low intellect of most of his students, and his ambition for great discovery. On a business trip to South America, he finds relics to an ancient civilization that was unknown to him before, the Ryokosho.
That sounds very Japanese for a civilization in South America.
His thirst for glory overcomes his honor, and so he does not tell his colleagues about this discovery, instead compiling all the research into a journal. His plans to make a big splash, reveal it to a large publication all at once when he's firmly secured all of the tribe's secrets. He learns more about this tribe, how their god is known as everything, how they had a ceremony called the Messenger, while exploring their strange caves. Meanwhile, as Dr. Gatz spent his years gathering more information, hiring shady, cheap workers instead of qualified archaeologists, he continues to teach in order to fund this private endeavor. A central conflict in this journal comes about, as Dr. Gatz becomes increasingly more paranoid that one of his old students is out to get him. A student, who he later finds out, has been enrolled in various classes he's taught for decades, unbeknownst to him. Eventually the journal ends, and it is presumed that Dr. Gatz meets an unfortunate end from his old student, who is somehow connected with the Ryokosho.
Oh, I'm sorry, Olga. Yeah, it's definitely on your end, because I'm still getting green on mine. Knocking on all the wood, the internet has not had issues for a while. For me, at least. So I wonder if that could be a clue. Could Neo be either Dr. Gatz or the student? Well, we don't know if Dr. Gatz is Neo. Because since Dr. Gatz is presumably, I believe, dead, it's very possible that it's Neo.
I'm sorry if that was a little confusing. That was a very basic summary of this odd tale. The whole story was written in the first person, in a very specific type font that resembled handwriting. The book was odd in other ways too. There wasn't even a copyright section near the front. The important thing, the message from RB, was easy enough to find. It was on the back cover of the book, printed right into the last page. At some point in the story, Dr. Gatz learns the strange bright blue alphabet, and the Ryokosho makes a handy chart for himself.
Oh! Huh! Oh, wow. Oh, yes, and it's... Oh, wow, that sounds like it's definitely Neo.
RB's message was easily decipherable using the analog of this strange alphabet. Unfortunately, after I decoded it, the message disappeared.
God damn it.
I only have my memory to go by, but I did write it as best I could when I had the chance. In my notes. It spoke of the conflict Axie and Ink would have later that day. Compared to the other two messages, this one was menacing and straight to the point. Disregard other messages. The conflicts in the tank may lead one of you to kill another. The choice has been made, and the experiment ended.
Dang.
An opening will present itself, and then it will end. If you want to die an agonizing death, if you want your soul to be erased and your mind ripped apart from the seams, you can step into the void.
So, oh wow, and you told Axie to go in there? Dang, Neo. With the actual fractal. Oh my god.
It will kill those of you who are not chosen. The choice is yours. Live out the rest of your days in peace. Invite warm strangers. Or die.
Invite warm strangers.
End.
Okay, so something happened to RB. On RB's end, maybe the war started that clearly threw off his initial plan. He definitely is doing something different than he originally intended with the tank.
It seems as though from the first two messages that RB had a plan, and yet somehow in the time between them, it seems that I angered him. This message did not sound like the others at all. As if someone new was watching over the tank.
Yeah, seriously.
I wasn't sure what to make of it. But the void stopped working the next day. Ever since then, I've been in a state of anxiety. I thought that Ink would produce some other item, not an enhanced version of himself. It's confusing. The void, RB, Dr. Gatz. It's all damn confusing. I'm still trying my best to make sense of everything. I'm sorry.
I can't believe, wow. And he told Axie to go in there. What the fuck? Oh, but he did that after the flush experiment, but yeah, Axie is somehow immune.
I'm sorry I might have rambled on a bit, but there you have it, that's my story. And I'm sticking to it. You know pretty much everything I do now. The bottom line is the void is broken, and Liam and Enk are gone. All signs point us to being trapped in here forever. But that can't be, you guys. There is absolutely no way that can be true. That ember inside me, yearning for home, still burns brightly when I let it. I have to make the void work again. And then we'll be able to figure out a way out of here. Because what is the alternative? Lately it feels as though I'm lost in some great labyrinth. I run around and around, checking each wall for exits, but the maze only loops in on itself. The more I run, the more the walls tell me the truth. They whisper atrocities in my ear. It's impossible to fight against us, Neo. Except you'll feel like a good boy, Neo. But if that's true, then what? Do I just stop and make a home in this maze? This annoyingly small cage I found myself in day after day? The more I ruminate on it, the worse the horrible existential thoughts become. Just, what's the point? What's the point of anything? If I can't go home, if I can't leave this maze, then just how the hell am I supposed to live with myself?
Neo was close. Much too close to the void. Closer than he dared himself to be in a long time. Oh God. If the currents changed or his balance slipped up, there's no question. He would fall right in. And yet that didn't seem like an insane notion. Just walk forward and it would be all over. Oh no. His stress would be answered in kind.
Damn it, what am I doing? This isn't logical. I know what my goal is. I know what I have to do. My goal is to make the void work again, so I can get back home. It's not like the void can be on the fritz forever. Despite what RB implies. I refuse to believe that this is all that life in the tank can offer.
It had been a few weeks since the incident with Enk and Liam. And despite Neo still feeding it very smaller items each day, the void had yet to produce anything.
So, after all this time, has the void amounted to nothing more than an oversized garbage disposal? Are we really supposed to rot in here for all of eternity? Like RB implies, is this what being discarded is like? No, I refuse. I refuse, I refuse, I refuse! RB, don't you dare underestimate me. I'm going to get back home. Wherever home is. You'll see. You'll definitely see.
This variant of conversation was something Neo had struggled with a lot of these past few weeks. It was times like these where he strained his brain to search through options he hadn't previously considered. And if that didn't work, then he'd strain his brain to think of something to cheer himself up.
That one book.
He thought back to the book about human history that had come in on the second week, one of his most valuable and educational materials. And with this renewed sense of confidence, he hurried back to the lab.
The moon. If man was able to walk on the moon just 60 years after flying an airplane for the first time, then why shouldn't I be able to? No, that's a stupid example. That line of reasoning doesn't even make any sense. What am I even saying right now? All right. Let's be logical. Let's be practical. Do I have options at all? Oh, what if there's some things I haven't thought of yet?
Again, he went back to the same thought pattern. Wow, this has been like the Neo show. This whole stream. The same conversation in his head. Sometimes he was successful in hyping himself up. He had a brilliant spark of inspiration that led him to trying out something new. But ultimately, he was starting to realize that these thoughts did more harm than good, as his plans had yet to bear any fruit. He knew that he was slowly being beaten down by the harsh reality of the situation. Oh my god. I can see that! Apparition, the TWOW, Bog, When They Cry, Act A. Amazing. Amazing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is that the Winds of Winter? Oh my god. BOG is slipping my mind right now. I don't know what it'd be. But yeah, TWOW is probably the Winds of Winter, which I don't know if that'll ever come out, but we know WTC, and of course ACTA. It could be Battle of Gods, Dragon Ball Z, who knows? He knew that he was slowly being beaten down by the harsh reality of the situation. Every day he waited, prayed for something from the void. A sign that he could still fight back to go home. He had nightmares too. At times, horrible thoughts invaded every crevice of his mind. When would Anchor Liam come back? Would Hank eventually come back even stronger to finish the rest of them off like he'd alluded? Nope, because that was just him being cocky. That remained to be seen.
Okay, what items are to be sacrificed today? This hilt?
Indeed it was the hilt of the axe that they'd used against Aang to weaken his arm.
This is one of the last things I own that isn't made out of paper. Please, Void, react to this. Please.
Right, yeah, I knew that. Apparition, acta is acta. Yeah, I knew that one. I just couldn't figure out what a bog is. He threw it in, both pieces of the axe, it looks like. Just like the last several items they threw in, the void ate it up without question, making only a scarce sound while doing so.
What am I doing? If the other items didn't work, there's no way a rusty hilt will do anything. Well, aside from that, I guess. There's my notebook.
You should make a copy of it first. If you're gonna...
I can't! Not that!
You know what? You should copy it down. Just copy it over. And then throw the copy in.
Is it time? Is it time to go to Plan A?
What does that mean? The A in Plan A stood for Axie, obviously. Oh.
He is the only one. He must somehow be the solution to this riddle.
And that's why I decided to have Axie try to go in the void.
Dang it!
Neo rummaged through his lab to find the sample of Axie. Oh, this is like all a flashback of Neo's. Like going on what happened the entire time for him. Even though there had been much less to do lately, he had let his lab get really unorganized.
Ah, here it is.
Oh, no, wait, this has got to be after because, I know, but it's before the babies came, I think. A small piece of Axie's flesh. The string he used to lower it hovered into the void.
That's right. We have to use Axie's skin to...
The unthinkable happened. The void ate up the piece of flesh. Just like that, his last stable hope vanished.
What? What the hell does this mean? Is my flesh also?
He took a sharp piece of wood from his pocket and used to slice off a small piece of skin from his tail. Oh! He tried this fresh sample of skin to a piece of string and hung it over the void. Just like before, the void ate a piece of flesh too, instantly and without question.
Maybe again. No, again.
Oh god, stop! Oh no. Neo. Are you okay? You're bleeding. Just what are you doing to yourself? Lana and Axie had been watching him as he frantically cut off various pieces of his skin and fished them down into the void. His immediate reaction was a stark sense of embarrassment. But then his mind started focusing on what really mattered.
Axie? Please, Axie. I need another sample from you.
Uh-oh.
Just a small one. The skin on the bottom of your feet isn't doing anything special, right? You won't miss it, I'm sure. Please. Her old sample, the one that wouldn't be absorbed with the void, it stopped working for whatever reason. So I need a new one.
Uh-oh. Oh god, Neo, no.
Axolotls, we generate new skin amazingly fast. You'll have a brand spanking new foot skin by tomorrow.
Neo, get a hold of yourself. Axie doesn't have to give anything to you. Especially a piece of his own freaking skin. Don't be like Ink. Don't become unreasonable and demanding. Try to be mindful. You promised us that you were done listening to RB. Seems like the kind of thing a weirdo like him would come up with. A test or experiment or something in order to drive us apart.
Please, I'm at a loss with my research. Getting a piece of his skin, it's all I'm going to be thinking about for days now.
You need some new hobbies, man.
You don't understand. Without that flesh, without Axie, there's no way we can possibly get back.
Get back to what? We talked about this. You have no idea what you're even trying to get back to exactly. If you can give me a compelling reason, sure, I'll listen. Look, we didn't come here this afternoon to argue. We came here because we've been worried about you. It's interesting. So far in the story, Neo is the one that's least connected. Neo and Axie are the ones least connected to Liam. It's I do wonder how they're involved back in their human lives. We came here because we've been worried about you. You know, it might do you some good to take some time off. What if you just took a short break from your research?
But I am mad scientist! So cool, son of a bitch.
Neo, you're totally losing it.
Oh.
Thank you for that, Mystery Theater. Played with me and Axie just for a teensy tiny little bit. It'd be fun!
I told you guys I don't have time to trifle about doing nothing.
I mean, you're not on a time limit, dude. There is no time limit.
The more time I waste doing nothing, the more my momentum will fall. I need to solve this riddle, and quickly.
We all read the messages you showed us. There probably isn't anything you can do now. It might be time to accept that. And live our lives here peacefully.
Oh, that's rude again. I finally get some fucking screen time.
Don't you dare say something like that! You imply that I should just give up like a common fool? Some way or another, we've got to get back home!
You're obsessed. God damn it.
Well, maybe you, but not us. Neo, I knew very well where this room with you is eventually leading. You're gonna go crazy, and somehow you're gonna end up being tossed in the void, and then it's gonna be just me and Luck. You know what, on second thought, just keep going with what you're doing. At some point, you're gonna get a piece of skin from me. And then at some other point, you'll pressure me into the void just like before. And like I told you last time, something like that, it just ain't happening again, bub.
Axie? But...
Those are my final words on this. Sorry, egghead.
Look, from my end, I'm not telling you to stop researching. But you just look so run down and stressed. I can't help but be worried. Come on, take a break. An hour of playtime to recharge your batteries?
Do I look like I have an hour?
Do you look like you have an hour? Yes. Why, yes you do.
All work and no play makes Neo a dull boy. And all work and no play makes Neo a dull boy. All work and no play makes Neo a dull boy.
Oh...
Besides, egghead, you promised you'd play with me and never did. Remember?
Huh? I did? When?
That time you made me go into the goddamn fucking void? Now I'm cashing in my check! Come!
You need to clear your head, Neo.
If I made a promise to you, then sure. I apologize. Fine then. What are we doing? Tag or something?
Checkers! We're gonna play some Just you and me. Mono a mono.
Did I mishear you?
No, you didn't, bub. Unless you did. I said we're going to play checkers, Grandma! Checkers is a board game.
I know what checkers is! But... what? What the hell did you just say? A board game came through the void, and you guys didn't tell me?! Do you even realize the amount of stress, the amount of work I've...
Neo, no. It's nothing like that. Come to my corner and it'll all make sense. Lana's corner. When had he last been there? He'd been hyper-focused on research lately. When he remembered, it looked remarkably plain, much like the area of her former neighbor Liam. It's sad that none of them got houses. But what he witnessed when he went over there was anything but plain. Oh, wow! She did such a good job! Oh, she made her own house! Oh, wow.
This is... Lana. You're... This is genius!
Genius? How did you know about that? Just a lot of elbow grease. Oh, and Axie helped a lot too.
When did you have the time to make all of this? Look at how intricately crafted everything is. All this stuff, this bed, this table, all of it was made from plants? The same plants that grow on the bottom of the tank?
Yep, that's right.
Even these shapes over here? How did you get the plants in such a pattern?
It's called trimming and tying, you kid. You should really try it with us sometime. It's actually quite relaxing. Lana is an expert at horticulture.
Are there seriously so many plants in this tank? How do you pick all of these without me even noticing?
Oh, that's simple. After you pick them, the plants just grow back. Oh, well, that makes it easy. So, theoretically, you could just fill the tank completely with plant matter. But, because if they just grow back instantly, and it doesn't get rid of what was previously there. Each day when Axie and I go back to the same spot, the plants are there again.
The plants grow back?
That's right, Eggy, they grow back.
What an amazing scientific discovery! Oh! Eureka! The plants grow back! The plants grow back! This changes the ball game entirely! If the plants grow back, then this entirely renewable resource which we have inside the tank. Entirely renewable resource to work with opens up so many possibilities! Oh...
Neo, are you alright? You're spacing out just a bit.
I'm fine! I'm more than fine. Just admiring your craftsmanship is all.
Well, I'm glad you like it so much.
This is just the beginning to it, kid. You should hear the kind of plans that Lana has for the hunk of junk notice the tank.
Oh, Axie, I'm flattered. But wait a second. You love the tank. Why would you call it junk?
Hunk of junk? Ain't that just a fun thing to say? Flies right off the tongue.
Neo was completely overwhelmed.
Onto the possibility of having an entirely new resource.
Sure, he'd throw plants into the void before that was nothing new, but now I could do it haphazardly, craft the plants into any shape that was necessary. And there were potentially many other uses too. Tying the plants and using them as tethers instead of using string. Creating harnesses, barricades, and even full plant bodysuits. He'd make all sorts of tools and materials. He would study their growth cycle. And... You need to write this down! Right now!
Tomorrow. Lana, Axie, tomorrow. Tomorrow, I promise.
What do you mean tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I swear. We'll play a game together tomorrow. I need to log this.
Hey, Cat, you promised!
Tomorrow I'll play double the time. Haha, triple the time. I'll play whatever game you freaking want. This time I promise. Your plants have given me the idea. And now I've got to strike while the iron's hot. Ta-ta!
Before they could reason with him, he was already gone. Neo. No. After learning the plants in the tank were a renewable resource, Neo was filled with a myriad of wild ideas that flew off his mind and into the page. However, none of the ideas did him any good, and the wellspring of wisdom had become dry after only a short 24 hours. Oh, God damn it!
Dang it. You stupid plants. You're making me look bad.
Oh my God!
Stupid dog.
Oh my God! I love this Courage the Cowardly Dog reference. Yeah, this is definitely Neo's chapter. I wonder if we're gonna go into his past at the end of it. Hello, Strawberry. Welcome to the stream.
There must be something else I can use them for. Yes, of course. Something. Yes, plant sushi? No. Plant basketball? No. I don't know. Plant computer? No. Come on!
He'd been binging idea after idea, experiment after experiment. He found his mind running on overdrive. Every breath he took over the last few hours was filled with a deep exhaustion. Things were even starting to become blurry. The world starting to spin crazily around him. That's when he realized an obvious fact. He didn't even remember the last time he'd slept. Do they even need sleep, though, since they don't need food? But that didn't matter. The spinning world could wait. His exhaustion could wait, too. There were still plenty of other ideas he hadn't explored yet. There had to be.
What if we take the plants and push them over there? No, I mean, what if we take the plants and craft them into a perpetual motion mechanism? Yes, that's right. We could use this new machine to automate throwing plants into the void. How about now, RB? You couldn't ignore us if we did that. And here's another one I bet you haven't thought of, RB. This crack. Yes, the crack in the corner where Ink used to live. Maybe we could just break open the glass and see what's really outside the tank.
Oh, wow. So the glass is breakable? So ink slamming into it actually had an effect. That's not good. It looks more like a scratch than a crack, though.
If it's a renewable resource, then the possibilities must be endless, right? Right? Renewable resources are the best, the best, the best. There's no way my plants could have already run dry. Not as long as something is renewable. God, that must be the sexiest word of all time. Yeah, it's not over yet.
Neo, please. Please tell me you've been taking care of yourself. Once again, they spotted him doing something strange, yelling into the crack in the wall near Exil's corner. Well, Axie and I found it kind of hard to work today, and so... Well, we're still worried about you. More than ever.
That's right, I really miss the old Egghead, who was smart and would tell us stuff and would act kind of superior, but still understand. Now you're just crazy. Yeah, they called me a moron when I made a stupid joke. The Egghead who once invited me to his lab. The Egghead who used to hang out with me and brag about his ego. I don't know what's happening with you, but I don't like it. Not one single bit.
Oh my gosh. You guys, that's right.
He just remembered the promise he'd made with them to play a game of their choosing. Somehow that promise had completely slipped his mind, even if he had said it with the intent of keeping it.
I promised that I'd play with you guys today. So let's do that.
Today? Egghead, that was more than a week ago! Me and Lana ain't had a bet on whether you come each day.
Well, it wasn't a bet exactly. I think that since we're both optimistic people, each day we expected you to come, but you never did.
Has it really been that long since I was last in your corner?
Yes.
Gosh. I guess when you're doing science, time just passes you by in the blink of an eye. Huh?
So, Neo, what's it gonna be? Are you gonna play with us or lie to us some more?
I'll play with you guys, okay? I'll play right now.
No, you know what? That's not acceptable either. Have you looked at the glass lately? Do you even know what your own reflection looks like? You're a mess. Every single part of you right now is a mess. So go take a nap. Axie and I are used to winning at this point. But just know, if you skirt us off again and go researching after you wake up, then we're through trying. We won't bother you again.
I understand. I know. I really have been a jerk. I'm sorry. And thank you. I'll try to get some sleep now.
He might have a nightmare again. Yet, even as he laid on the ground of his lab, trying to get some rest, his mind would not stop racing. He knew he needed sleep, but it just wouldn't come, and he was starting to panic. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. They still have this. That's when he noticed the 2 tiny blue pills next to him. It was the last of the promotional candy he'd once given to Liam. These little blue things had worked to briefly sedate Liam back then, but they had also somehow made Ankh more powerful when they'd forcibly fed it to him. He had no idea what effect it might have on him, but his mind just wouldn't shut up. So uncharacteristically and without thinking about it too much, he gulped them down, hoping for some respite. Oh no. Oh God, let's get you up for school. Wake up. Oh, wake up, it's a lie. Oh God. Oh wow. Oh yeah, this is totally Neo's chapter. Uh-oh. Uh-oh no.
How long was I out?
He tried to reorient himself. Oh no, I hope he didn't do something awful. And there's a new axe here, I just noticed. Or was that always there? Oh no.
I'm so groggy this morning. I suppose that my body needed the rest more than I thought.
The morning was peaceful, but only for a moment. It didn't take long for a feeling of despair to dawn upon him.
Home. There has to be other things I can try.
Oh God damn it, Neo!
Because if we never get out of this tank, then will I have to deal with this emptiness forever?
Eventually their grogginess started to wane. He began to trace out the events of the last few days.
That's right, I can't forget again. Haxie and Lana.
He hadn't meant to betray them or ignore their calls, but important things had just gotten in the way. What about the babies that we discussed last time? He needed to go over there. Do anything in his power to make it up to them, because he had wronged them. What's this? Oh, they're making something, I see.
Ah, hey there, Egghead.
Oh good, he hasn't been like asleep for like a week or some shit.
Did you have a nice nap?
Just how long was I out for?
However long it was, he had to record it in his notebook, or nobody else would. He needed to record that missing week, too. Oh, this is still in the past? Oh, okay. Thanks, Apparition.
You know, I haven't seen anyone sleep that long since
Oh, that's Lana. You know, I haven't seen anyone sleep that long since Liam first took the promotional candy. Oh, this is a long flashback. Okay, thank you, Olga. Okay. If I had to guess, you slept around 13 hours. That's like a bit longer than a normal sleep, but expected if you lost a lot of sleep. Hello, Caviera. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, that's like I once slept that long coming home from a long flight. I slept like ridiculous amount of time because it was a flight back when I was first coming to Australia.
Yeah, I was pretty tired. In fact, I still feel a little off. But I'm thinking a lot more rationally after getting a good rest. Look, I'm sorry, you guys. My habits haven't been very good lately. I'm not going to stop the frequency at which I research, but it was wrong of me to skirt you guys off after making a promise. I want to make it better. So, with all that said, how's about some checkers?
I'm gonna kick your butt.
What was that, Axie?
You heard me, you pixie little egghead. Kicking your butt is what I'm gonna do.
So I assume you play checkers often, Axie. Do you fancy yourself as some kind of pro?
Me and Lana have been playing at least once a day.
Oxy is actually quite good, Neo. I think it'll give you a run for your money, especially if you're new to the game.
I'm not completely new. I think I can remember the rules a little.
There's not that many rules. Those familiar shivers again. Uh-oh.
So, what are we waiting for?
Oxy led Neo over to a bucket overflowing with items, all of which were particularly made of plants. From out of the bag, he produced a board in pieces. Pieces were cut and pasted into little circles, one of each color.
Ah, this craftsmanship.
So there's chess pieces there too. Wow, that's really amazing to craft chess pieces out of plants. Uh-oh, he's excited about our work again. Last time that happened.
Haxie, you're going down.
Like a clown?
Ah, if that's the manner in which you want to go down, then sure.
No, Neil. It is you who's gonna go down. You think the reddest dude in the world would be defeated by a Neo again?
Oh, yeah, well, Chinese checkers is a different game entirely. It's played on a completely different board and everything. Yeah. I've never seen Russian checkers.
How about this? If I win, you have to promise not to call me Egghead for an entire day.
I wonder if there's going to be a joke about the other side of the chessboard and things like that.
Oh, you robot Funky Kong said.
Yeah, because Nintendo didn't copyright Funky Kong.
And if I win... Now, you know what? We talked it over and I'm not giving you a choice on that one.
What do you mean, Haxie?
All right, it's set up the board for you guys. We're gonna have a clean fight here. New team triple cross counters. We don't want anyone to get punch drunk syndrome. Oh god. And no external devices will be permitted in this duel either, due to fear of cheating. That means keep your gauntlets firmly in A3. A reference. God, I love this. Oh my god. Nobody is gonna get this reference except the people who do watch it. Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Fuck yes! Oh, jeez. I was not expecting. Except the people who watched the stream and like around the you know me so before. Oh, wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. Keep your gauntlets firmly in A3W, kids. Maybe one day in the year 2032, Ryugushi will actually continue Sakonia. Right now, he's just having tea and crumpets with George R.R. Martin. Oh my god.
Yeah, no monkey business, egghead. When I beat you, no crying, okay?
You'll eat those words, Haxie. Let's go!
Neo had moved his piece forward one space.
I didn't expect this level of play from you! I got a newfound level of respect for you again!
Don't patronize me, you animal.
Really, Olga? Oh, wow. A Zirconia-related announcement. Huh. Well, we'll see what that actually is. It might be just some random promo thing. I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I don't know. It just feels like it's taken, like, so ridiculously long. And Ryukishi has written, like, 50 different other things in between since he wrote Zirconia Part 1. It just doesn't seem like, I don't know, it seems like he had some kind of writer's block, at least.
Don't patronize me, you animal.
The two axolotls exchange blows, each moving one piece at a time. Who were the pieces and who were the players? This could... Oh my god! However, something soon became apparent about their game.
King me! King me, sucker. I'm actually a checkers god! Bow to your new king, peasant! King me! King me, fool!
Huh. Well, would you look at that?
How do you get that many kings?
Well, I can't say I expected you to be so good at this game.
And the winner by a considerable landslide is Axie the Axolotl. The crowd goes wild! Caw, caw.
I win! Birthday! It's your birthday! Axie! It's your birthday! Oh yeah!
I admit defeat. But, you know, I was only just getting used to this game again and remembering the rules. I bet you don't have it in you to beat me twice in a row.
Oh god! Oh god!
Ha! You are 300,000 years too early to challenge me again! Bring it!
The plant pieces were quickly put back into their original positions. The two went at it again. This time, however, was a much closer match.
Lana, I'm starting to think he again is an android. He's doing the impossible. He's learning. I barely won against that monster, but one day he might conquer us all if we don't set restrictions on his coding.
Oh, jeez. What are you talking about, Axie? Anyway, congrats! You won once again. It was a real close fight that time.
So, what do you say, Axie? Do you think you can win 3 times in a row? I doubt it. I think I'm just about finding my groove.
Try me! I'll make you extinct like the dinosaurs. Oh.
For the third time they battled. And this time Neo was finally victorious.
No! My precious kingdom of circles! All ruined in an instant. Good game, Egghead.
Yes. Good game, Axie. Do you perhaps want to play again?
I thought you'd never ask.
Neo's victory was much more apparent in the 4th game. This is like some kind of Higurashi-style interlude here. I love it. I can tell what actor's trying to channel here. Nicely done, Neo. Well, looks like you got some real competition now, Axie.
Ha! All this will do is make me even stronger. Now that I have a rival, things from now on will be a lot more interesting.
Hey, you got that right. I had a lot of fun too.
In playing with Axie all afternoon, Neo had at one point gotten completely into the spirit of the game. He hadn't thought of RB or the Void or home in over a few hours. That must have been a new record.
And hey, again, it's not just checkers either.
Yup, we got a ton of other games and more in the works. Here, let me show you. Ta-da! There's tic-tac-toe, backgammon, and we've even started work on something that Axie wants to call shoots and latches. Oh wow, can you make dice though? I don't know if you can make dice with plants. Alright, bye Mystery Theater. Tic-tac-toe, you don't even need plants, you just need like a stick to draw in the sand.
And this is all made from plants, huh? Real impressive.
Yeah. Oh no.
I should really go.
Every day.
What was that, Axie?
Every single day from now on, I'm gonna see you here, Egghead.
No, I mean, I had fun today. But there's still research to be done. To get home,
It's only an hour a day, Neo. Think of it as a punishment for breaking your promise to us so many times.
All right. I guess you got me. Since I broke my promise to you both, it's the least I can do. And I got work to be done now. So then, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Same time, same place. Same channel, same face.
Neo scurried off to his lab. Lana and Axie grinned at each other as he left. We did it, Axie! We did it! We did it!
Yeah! We did it! We did it! Woo!
I'm so glad this way he's not going to stress himself out so much.
Viva la Egghead Revolution!
So, what do you say we continue where we left off earlier? The more games we make, the better!
I hear you loud and clear, you my wonderful friend. Now how about you?
It had begun as a simple daily distraction from research. An hour a day. A welcome break to check in with the other two residents of the tank and maybe play a couple of games with them. But that hour soon evolved into 2, into 3, into 4, and even more as the days began to pass. Ah! Wow, they brought Neo back from the brink. That is awesome. Oh, that is wholesome AF. Wow. Their game sessions started becoming more fun, more competitive. And somehow their days themselves start to seem brighter as a result.
All right. I almost had you there, Lana. Just one more round, and this time I'll definitely come out victorious.
The days passed by leisurely. The more fun they had during the day, the quicker it seemed to pass. As their games became more energetic, competitive, and complex, Neo began wanting to create some of his own. I mean, you could play... I think they could maybe create a deck of playing cards. He wanted to create something from his memories. something which could be used to play a multitude of games. His books had reminded him that this item had existed.
If we cut this pile of plants into identical squares and assign markings to each piece, we can make a standard deck.
Oh, there we go! There we go!
We can make a standard deck of 52 cards, just as Collider said. Then all of a sudden our game options are quadrupled, at the very least.
Finally, I can whip your butt in Egyptian war, too!
Soon enough, they began to dabble in more than just playing games together. They started to use the plants in more exciting, innovative ways.
What if we make some more of these in different colors and place them on the western end of the tank? Give the tank a little more color.
That is so sweet. Eventually, Neo started thinking of recreational things he wanted to do with the plants in his spare time, too. Inventions, walkways, banners, word art. The whole world, which now seemed so bare, was suddenly his canvas. Since the plants were essentially endless in number, he could see in his mind's eye a wide array of possibilities for every single section of the tank. But it wasn't as though he had forgotten about the messages. About the void. Home. Or about RB.
I'm cornered, though. I've run out of options for now. I'll just bide my time until an idea hits me.
While the discovery of a renewable resource initially seemed promising, nothing had worked out like he had hoped. Everything he immediately wanted to test using the plants had been tested, and now all that was left was to observe their growth patterns. There were times he regretted telling off RB in front of Hank. And there were other times he regretted telling Axie and Lana about the riddle. But come game time, none of that seemed to matter so much.
Why don't we expand our workspace a little? We've got the entire tank to work with as territory.
However amazing the day was, the middle of the night often brought back these cold existential nightmares. Feelings of never being able to return. Feelings of complacency, of giving up. The pointlessness of this life he was now living. And something like that, there's no way it would fly in his mind. That damn void was in the center of the tank, taunting him, making fun of him. Sometimes he could hear it speaking to him. I see you there, Neo, watching and waiting. You want to jump in, don't you? I know you do. What are you afraid of? Axie can swim in here just fine.
He can, but
Axie had vehemently refused. It was still too touchy a subject to bring up.
he's the only lead I have.
Convincing him to donate some skin was out of the question. Sending him into the void. Impossible, right now at least.
The more I think about it, the less options I seem to have. Just remember, there's no rush, Neo. There's no ticking time bomb dictating our lives here.
Exactly.
And there's certainly nothing wrong with spending time with your friends.
But then why did it feel so uncomfortable to be unproductive? The connection. Oh wow. A new chapter. Oh wow. Hold on you guys. Just a second. I'll be right back. I just gotta check on something. Yeah, I'm back. Okay. Let's see. Today was a special sort of day. That is so cool. That was a lovely Higurashi style slice of life thing for Neo. That's wonderful. Seriously. That was really cool. Awesome job, Acta. Really. This is stellar. I can see the influences, clear as day. But it's definitely, absolutely 100% its own thing. And I love the pacing. The characters are all really well defined. Like, dang. Somebody should give Acta a budget. Seriously. Really loving this so far. Westward expansion was in full effect. They were pleased with all the work they've done in Lotta's Corner, so they decided to move on to laying down the groundwork for several new large-scale projects around the tank. All of their supplies, all of their tools, everything they had set up so far was on the right side of the tank. So it only made sense that the first area they would focus their efforts on beautifying would be the area next to their home base, Liam's old corner. Wow, when you look at it without Liam, it looks like the jaws of a beast here. Like this looks like the head of a monster, and like teeth here. Is this really okay? No, what I didn't like was the mahjong, and stuff, because it went too far into the rules of mahjong. Voidella, and that, if you don't know how to play mahjong, you're completely lost. I was able to follow along with the emotions of those moments, but I had no idea what was actually going on. I've even seen people play mahjong, in Let's Plays of Yakuza. I have no idea how to play. It looks so insanely complicated. Is this really okay? What if he somehow comes back? I still got hope, you know? It hasn't been forever just yet.
Hey, it's not like we're planning on demolishing this place. We're just going to spruce it up is all. And besides, maybe he'd even like our changes if he came back. Though I can't be sure of that, of course.
I agree with you again.
I don't know what the differences are between shogi and chess. Yeah, I do know that there are some differences between them, but I have no idea what those are.
He'd adore our changes. Hey, if he really comes back and doesn't dig it, then we can just tear it all down. Boom, boom, bang, bang. We'll smash it all down like a piñata on Groundhog's Day.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I guess.
Something about this doesn't feel right. We talked about it a little bit before, but what if instead of decorations, we use this part of the tank to make a tribute for Liam instead? We've got the whole rest of the tank for some of the other plans that we've been discussing, haven't we? This is a special area, a special rock.
Oh. You know, Lana, gotta be honest, I really, really like the sound of that.
Oh, really, Olga? That is amazing. So it's kind of like chess and checkers combined a bit. That is actually really cool. I think the game is probably a lot faster than with shogi. That's awesome. So in shogi, you can take the opponent's pieces that you've captured and reuse them. That's awesome. That sounds really cool. So the game, yeah, definitely one player will quickly overwhelm the other in that regard. Either that or it'll turn into an endless cycle.
A tribute for our fallen friend is a nice gesture.
It's a beautiful idea! Oh man, oh man, oh man, my mind is running on all cylinders now! Oh, I know, our tribute is gonna be huge! With fully animatronic arms and a head that bows and shoots water at you every hour of the day!
Well, I don't know about all that. Now, how about we start a little smaller and make a statue of him instead? The point of it is, I don't want to forget him. I don't want to forget the way he looked, or the way he acted. I don't want to forget him, no matter what. And if he had a tribute here, we could visit him whenever we want. Whenever we had something on our minds to say to him.
Yes, that would be nice. There's been a few things on my mind lately that I wish I could have said to him while he was here.
And don't worry about running out of space. There's plenty of room for all sorts of wacky gizmos, buildings, and whatever else around the tank.
Oh, trust me, I've already been thinking the same thing.
So?
A tribute it shall be. If only... so we'll never forget.
Hey, if you want to never forget, all we have to do is make him huge!
Axie's expression suddenly faltered.
I miss him too, you know. Hold on. I never really knew how much until recently.
I feel like we're really just starting to know each other.
If there was a way we could have spent more time together, I'd take an opportunity like that in a heartbeat.
Axie, I never knew. So I guess it's settled then. A nice big statue.
Well, if we want to make it a full structure, and not a simple decoration, then it could take years.
The best part is that we have years. Heck, until someone tells us otherwise, we have forever. Remember, there's no rush.
You're right. Okay then, first things first. Let's talk about the elephants in the room. What are we going to do with the rock?
Well, of course we can't get rid of the rock. Like, how would they? You know, I guess throw it into the void, but like, what would be the point of that? We agreed on no major reconstruction, remember? In many ways, to all of them, the rock was the last part of Liam remaining. They'd even buried his arm, one end get ripped off into the soil here.
I got it! What if we incorporate the rock into the design of our statue? It's theoretically possible to make the vines from the base of the tribute stick out from under the rock. In my humble opinion, it might create a pretty cool effect.
I love it! We'll put some plants underneath and then start building the base of the mold right away.
We could even start on that part today. Of course, you know, there is a small hiccup to this plan. In order to incorporate the rock into our design, we're to lift it up off the ground. That might seem like an impossible task, but you are dealing with a genius here. Ha ha ha! I've been thinking of how to deal with problems like these. And for that we need to make use of the forces of gravity. Leverage. We need leverage, my friends.
Neo took to the drawing board in his lab to explain his plan in detail. And so for the next 2 days, they tied plans together to make the harness idea, which he told them about reality.
Hey, I think it's ready! It's ready! Finally, it's ready!
Yes, and it's a real beaut too. If that really lifts the rock, then perhaps we could use the harness for other tasks in our construction too. Alright, are you guys ready? When I lift this rock up, you guys are going to place the tied row of plants below, just like we planned, okay?
I'm ready, Spaghetti Egghead!
I'm ready too. Just remember to be careful, you guys.
I agree, safety first. Okay, last call, you're all in position. Then I'm pulling on the lever.
The rock rose from its perpetual spot for the first time ever.
Go, guys, go, go, go! It's secure. Lay down the foundation. What's the holdup? What are you guys staring at?
Neo, there's something down here.
Oh, well, let me grab this thing.
Oh, what is it, Oxy?
Something was under the rock after all this time? Alright, move out of the way, I'm putting the lid down. So, what sort of thing did you find? It looks like a helmet of some sort.
This has to be.
Mr. Oh, VR WOM. Oh my god, a VR headset?
A video game!
VR WOM.
Let me see it.
Wait your turn, Egghead! Let's just put this baby on it.
Oh, is this how they get the anime stuff?
Ooh, snuggly, it got a lot bigger. Alright, so what do we have here? Boot it? Log in, huh? Well, obviously the password is... The password must be peanut butter! What? That wasn't it? Who the heck doesn't like peanut butter? Monsters, that's who. And people allergic to peanuts. What's this big red message? 4 login attempts remaining, huh? Well, let me just go try.
No, Axie! Let me see that. Hand it over now.
Oxy, I think this thing might be more Neo's specialty.
Psh, do you peons really think you'd outclass the video game champion, RB the Axolotl?
WOM, World of Memories? I don't know.
Well, alright, I can sense that expression. Here you go, Egghead.
Finally. This must be the answer I've been waiting for. After all this time, it's finally here. I've got to go to the lab! To the lab! Examine this thing in full.
Just like that, as though we're... The flick of a light switch, Neo left their company in full-blown research mode. I'm gonna have to change the title of the stream, because this episode is not what I thought it would be. I'm definitely gonna keep playing for a little bit, but I do want to change the title of the stream. Fucking hell. Let's see. I'm gonna call it a Neo experience. There we go. Okay. Just like that. As though with the flick of a light switch, Neo left their company in full-blown research mode.
You know what? It's really not fair. We all found it, not just him. That darn egghead better not be playing any video games without me. Oh boy.
I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos. Yeah. Stuff. Fuck.
Oh my god.
How about a kiss? For luck.
Oh god.
Or defeat Dr. Robotnik. Or save Planet Pop Stars. Or other non-copyrighted video game references. Heck, maybe I'll even become the Puyo Puzzles champion! What do you think, Lana?
I just get worried is all. I don't want him falling down that lonely rabbit hole of his again. Login, password 4 attempts remaining. RB, I guess? Maybe? I don't know.
In the end, this is all that there is. Huh. A plain login screen and a keyboard to input a password. Nothing more. It's a good find. An important find. This has to help me achieve my goal. But there simply isn't much to do in this thing. Not unless I want to risk entering a password.
He needed to take action. 4 attempts remaining. He didn't own the tools to take apart the headset, although he reckoned with little elbow grease that doing that might not be impossible. For fear of accidentally breaking it, he wanted to make sure all the options he had available to him were accounted for first. Oh, that was... I don't know. Oh, you might not know. That was the CDI Zelda meme. That's what Axie was referencing. It's actually stuff from old YouTube.
I hope this thing doesn't run out of juice. But something tells me those rules don't apply here either. I guess I should try entering a password. Perhaps, could it be... Let me try... home. No, that wasn't it. Oh, blast. Did I just waste a valuable opportunity? 3 attempts left. I should proceed with much more caution from this point onwards.
Who knew what would happen if you ran out of login attempts?
I might be locked out of the headset for good.
Or it could explode!
Oh, Axie. Hey.
Oh my god, they actually did the voice.
Hiya there, Egghead! You didn't show up today, so I thought I'd stop and check in on you. But to think you were playing video games the whole time! And you didn't share with me! Shame.
Not playing video games, Axie. Researching. Researching video game. No, I'm just kidding. Trying to figure out what the hell this thing is.
It's a video game, duh! What else do you need to figure out?
The password, for one.
Oh, let me try! I bet a somersault.
You already gave it a try before, remember? And I just did too. From now on, we need to be really careful with our guesses.
And don't they also need a login?
Well, we all found her, right? So maybe Lana? Shouldn't we all have a turn cheating and picking a password?
That is... well... that's fair, I suppose.
I don't need to put in a password. I couldn't even venture to guess what a theoretical password might be to a random virtual reality headset we found under a rock. So don't worry about me.
Huh. Oh, Lana, you're here too, huh?
Yeah, it is past the time we normally meet after all. What else would I be doing?
Huh, my bad. Well, okay then, alright, let's go. I've been examining this thing all day and I'm pooped. I'll think of something later.
You're right, it says Pog on the top right.
Right now it's time to have fun with my friends.
Really?
Yes, it's not like I'll get anything meaningful accomplished by staring at some login screen all day. The weird snow in the background is kind of pretty though, I must admit.
Hooray!
Actually, the harness is still set up in the same place as yesterday, right? Well, then I think we should finish what we started. Make sure we get the vines under the rock, so we can start doing the nitty-gritty work on the tribute.
I'm proud of you, Neo. Sounds like you're starting to find a healthy work-life balance.
Like you said, this headset isn't going anywhere, and neither am I. But Axie, you have to promise me not to fiddle with it behind my back. Doing stuff like inputting weird passwords without consulting me. According to this, there are only 3 tries left to us, so I want to be very deliberate with the guesses from now on.
Oh yeah, no worries, Egghead. But you definitely gotta let me know if you get any games working on there.
Yeah. Well then, shall we head off? I just need to put this in a safe place first.
As I left, the only thing Lana could do was smile from ear to ear. Her fears of Neo succumbing to the madness of his obsession again were for naught. As the weeks turned into months, her smile got brighter and brighter. Oh, so they still didn't figure out the password. Uh-oh. Until the day that the void started rumbling, and the dynamic of the tank was changed yet again. The Axolotl babies. Okay. Well, I'll save the title that I thought for this time, that I originally had for this time, for that time. For next time. Okay, you guys. I think this is good for today. So, next time we will continue and finally find out what was going on with the babies. I gotta say, I am really loving this story. I don't know how many chapters there are, but I'm getting the feeling that I kind of don't want the story to end because I really love it so much. Seriously, amazing job, Acta. Well, you guys, thank you so much for coming. And we'll continue with Trails on Thursday and this on Saturday. So until then, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You are all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.